Shalom, family. I want you to think back of some of your earliest memories. I want you to think about how they shaped your life. I want you to examine your flaws. How did you pick up those bad habits? Where did you learn them from? And shut those doors. Okay? Your eyes your eyes, ears, everything are windows and doors to your soul. Before you can commit a crime, it has to be thought of. Before you even know what a crime is, it has to be taught. Let's say, for instance, bank robbery, you know, takers. They dress it up like it's real good. You understand? You begin to sympathize with criminalizing the criminal lives. You're letting the Trojan horse in. Those doors must be shut. How will that work in the eternal kingdom of heaven? You won't be there would be no need to steal anything. But anyway, let me get on into some of these let's get into this lesson. All right. Let me see here. Let me check, see if it sound all right and everything. But anyway. All right, now. Y'all heard of seminary school, right? Let me see what the images are. I just looked the word up. Seminary school, this is where I would say most of the preachers go to learn. Okay. And looking at the evidence and examining the facts, I would say they learn white supremacy. Yeah. Now I'm already done went into something I didn't intend to go into. I'm looking at this graph. Let me see. Anyway, let me move on. All these denominations. You know, you got different denominations. Let's do a quick search right quick. How many Christian denominations are there? Stuff gonna start making a whole lot of sense in a minute. You got animals fleeing, all this stuff going on. You best to be doing a reality check with your soul. Okay? All right? Now let's share this. There are over 45,000 Christian denominations worldwide. Okay. Let me see the images. Let me see the images. I'm going down a rabbit hole, y'all. This is real time. Shabbat shalom, Arlene Foster. Okay, now I've covered a couple of several times about the Roman Empire. If you go over there on Facebook, you'll see it. It's pinned to the top. I forgot what it said. When in Rome. Let me hold on. Oh, I just go to Rumble. I'll just go to Rumble right quick. I'll just go to Rumble. Right here. When in Rome, Babylon. Okay. I break it down to how this is still wrong. But let me get back into the get back. Now, Christianity spread worldwide through the Roman Catholic Church. Y'all need to start asking yourself, how is the ones that's bringing about lawlessness, setting up school, talking about they teaching the law? But in actuality, they teaching lawlessness. Okay? Now let's get back to this proselyte. Matter of fact, let's take it to the Bible first. All right. This is Matthew chapter 23. This is the Messiah's talking. Let's start at 13. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourself. You ain't going in. But you putting obstacles to keep the truth hidden. All right, I'm just giving you today's translation. All right, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. You're getting in the way of people trying to live right. You won't teach the truth. You're covering for lies. You're teaching white supremacy. You're holding up for wickedness. Okay? Woe unto you, scribes, Pharisees, hypocrites, for you devour widows' houses. You can go from the front of the Bible all the way to the New Testament. Who's taking care of the widows and the orphans? Okay? You got all these churches. And I know there's a few here or there. I'm not talking about the ones that's doing what the Bible say. I'm not, okay? Let me be clear. But with all these churches and Christians, there shouldn't be no hunger. It shouldn't be no hunger. It shouldn't be no increased influx of lawlessness. Unless this is this beast religion. All right, let me keep going. And for a pretense, you pretended. Make a long prayer. Therefore, ye shall receive the greater damnation. Anybody that's supposedly teaching the Bible, saying, thus saith the Most High, and if you lying, I'm telling y'all, my research, everybody ain't going to have the same kind of punishment on Judgment Day. If you read the Bible and pay attention, everybody, think about it. The petty thief don't have the same punishment than the mass murderer does. So what makes us think everybody going to have equal damnation in hell? Huh? What makes us think that? Even in man's law, the petty thief, under a certain dollar amount, they don't get the same harsh punishment as a murderer or a sexual assaulter. Okay? Greater damn. This is telling you. He already said they ain't going to heaven. And there's greater damnation. Okay? Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. For you cross sea and land to make one proselyte. And when he is made, you make him 2 far more the child of hell than yourselves. Now, let's get to this cemetery from this Roman casket. Get back to this right here. Y'all bear with me. Get a little air circulating up in here. I guess my body temperature is elevating. All right. Shalom, shalom, beloveds. All right. Now, this is the definition of a proselyte. I just gave it to you in Matthew chapter, right here. Let's see, Matthew 23:15. All right, now let's go to the definition. A new convert to a doctrine or religion. Okay. Now let's go to seminary. Go to the definition. All right. A school, especially a theological school, for the training of clergy. Now, I want y'all to think. Is it wise that a person would let their children be taught by the devil, the enemy? Is it wise? I know we are in our captivity and we going through all this stuff, but coming into the light, you leave darkness, you leave a trail of darkness behind you. Now, why would the Most High trust the Roman beast to teach his children, teach his word? Huh? I'm looking up a Bible verse. Now, let me see here. Let me go back. Now, Psalm 71:17. Oh, Yah, thou hast taught me. Not the seminary school. I mean, it's okay to learn from certain people, but the Most High should be your primary care liver, primary care giver, primary teacher. No man, no woman, nobody but the Most High. Your primary teacher. Okay? Let me see here. Deuteronomy 4:5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgment. This seminary Roman Catholic Church tell you don't worry about the Most High statutes and commandments. Okay? Making those that listen and obey hypocrites, especially the preachers. Let me go back. Even as Yahweh, my God, commanded me that ye should do so in the land, whether you go to possess it. Wherever we go, the commandments supposed to follow. All right. 1 Thessalonians 4:9. But as touching brotherly love, ye need not that I write unto you, for ye yourselves are taught of God to love one another. John 6:45. It is written in the prophets. What's the prophets? The Old Testament. That they tell y'all, don't worry about that. They, who is the they? The Most High's children shall be taught. Taught by who? The Bible cemetery? The Roman casket? Or taught by the Most High? Who's doing the teaching? Every man, therefore, that have heard and have learned of the Father, this is the Messiah saying, cometh unto him. All right? It's written in the Bible. So who's your teacher? Who's your daddy? All right. Now, he said he's not a liar. So who's supposed to be teaching? That's why you got to receive the spirit of truth. All right. It's easy to destroy lies. A child can do that. Now look here. The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. All right. John 16:13. Howbeit, when he, the spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into this is this classroom. You got an in-house teacher, the Ruach, the spirit of the Most High. We're not listening because we are getting distracted. We are getting distracted and stuff is coming in. We're allowing all this stuff to come in. You understand? You got a hurricane, you got lightning, you got fire. These can be used against Satan. But when your eyes are spiritually closed, you become afraid of the hurricane. Didn't the Bible not say these things were going to be coming? And how many of y'all paying attention? This is a woman right here. How many of y'all notice that's a woman right there? Anyway, let me get back over here. All right, now. Let me see, where was I at? Right here. Now, this is his teaching. The spirit of truth has come. He will guide you in. This is the purpose of the Messiah. Okay? Guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak. This is his teaching. This is his teaching coming from the Creator. The spirit of truth is not speaking of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear. Who's relaying? This is your radio. Every military needs communications. We are in the spiritual military, and sometimes the physical. You got to have communication. Okay? The Most High is relaying to the spirit of truth that sacrificed to break himself to his children. And he's relaying to you. He shall hear, and whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak. and will show you things to come. You won't be worried about no storm. Because you're going to be prepped, okay? Now, get back to this seminary. Now, you got the Roman setting up the counterfeit Bible school. I just showed you in the word, the Most High is supposed to be your primary teacher, not me. It's okay to learn from other people, but you better realize when they lying to you. You got to realize the truth, the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Okay? The spirit of truth ain't going to give you no error, but let me show you the spirit of error. I assure y'all, I didn't intend to go this way, but we here now. 1 John chapter 4 and 6. We are of God. He that knoweth God heareth us, and he that is not. See, there's other people teaching, okay? And he that is not of Yah heareth not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth. Those that the Most High is a spirit, and the only way you can worship him is in spirit and in truth. The spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Okay? Error. Lies lead to errors. All right, now. Let me close some of these tabs. Get into these Bible verses. All right, now I'm getting into what I wrote down. Let me go over this first. All right, now. Let me put this on another way. Now you understand why they want to control every aspect of our lives. They want to be in charge of the teaching. They want to control what you're learning. They try to focus on your eyes. Remember, Eve saw that the tree was good to eat. She looked at it first. She did what she forgot to apply the word. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I saw your comment there, Brother Sly. But yeah, think about it. We got to take back the minds of our children and our people from these devils. We shouldn't, this is my personal opinion from experience, we shouldn't have them teaching us nothing, especially spiritual stuff. Maybe a job, maybe, yeah. But spiritual stuff, we shouldn't have them teaching us nothing. But anyway, that's my personal opinion. I didn't say the Most High said it. That's just my personal opinion. The Most High will use whoever he will. And I will could say this to keep the scale balanced. I will say this to balance the scale. When I first got out of prison, I went to my grandmother's church. It was a white guy there. I don't even remember his name. It was a white guy there. And he just picked me out of the crowd. I don't really talk to people, y'all. It's not that I guess you would say an introvert, I guess. I just keep to myself. But and he just said, why do you think you won't make it? I ain't told nobody nothing. Never seen this man before. He said, why do you think you can't make it? Because I'm looking at child support. I gotta find a job. I ain't got no place to stay. And I got pretty much rounded up to close to $10,000 in fine. I got to pay the PO every month. And he said, why you think you can't make it? But I was living righteous. And he said, you can make it. And you know what? I believe the word because I knew I could make it. Okay. But this was a white man. Okay. I'm going to keep the scale balanced. I'm going to tell the truth. And guess what? I'm here. All them fines are gone. I'm still a little bit in a financial bind, but all that stuff, if I got a traffic ticket, back to jail for 6 more years, yeah. Some female lie on me, I go to jail, same thing. $10,000, no job, all that stuff all them prayers got answered. So yeah, but nevertheless, when they go to talking, if they can't recognize who we are, But anyway, you get away from them. That go for black folks too. But nevertheless, get back into this word. Get back into this word. All right, now I wrote down some Bible verses. Shabbat Shalom. All right, now get back into this word. So I'm gonna tell the truth. Now, when we go into the courtroom, these same Romans, these so-called Christians, they let people steal from us, they let people kill us, and they okay with the destruction of the earth, of the Most High's creation. These same church folk. In Revelation, the Most High said He gonna destroy those that destroy the earth. What? That's why it is important to know the word. Okay, you can smell them folks. You can smell them folks 20 days before you see them. You'll be like, oh, that's what the Most High was showing me. He will show you the spirit of truth. He will show you things to come. You will smell the Most High be showing you something. You be wondering over like, okay, and then about a few days later, here they come. But anyway, let me get to these Bible verses. I'm starting to get happy. I'm starting to get excited. Yeah. But let me get back. Let me get into this Bible. Hold on. All right, about to mess up over here. All right, now we get over here. Let me see. Now let's get into the Bible verse. Let's see. I wrote down Proverbs 30. Wait a minute. Proverbs 23 and 7. And when that preacher told me that, I knew it was true. When that preacher told me I could make it, I knew it was true. I knew it was true. Okay? I knew it was true. I can't explain it to you. But I knew it was true. And I began to adjust my life according to I began to walk it how the Most High showed it to me. I believed it, and I began to align my life with how He showed it to me. For example, all them old street buddies I had, I began to get away. Well, I started getting away from them before I got out. They didn't burn no stamp. They didn't call. I ain't mad at you, but hey, don't come when I get out. I began to align with the light. Okay, now. Okay, 23 and 7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but the heart is not with thee. I want you to focus on this. As you think in your heart. As you think in your heart. You begin to meditate on a bunch of perverted things. You start thinking perverted things, and guess what you're gonna do next? You're gonna do perverted acts. You see how you're being programmed? You understand? So you think in your heart, that's what you become. Just like a child. They say they want to be a professor. They started learning. They begin to align their lives that's going to lead them on a path to become a professor. Okay? We are headed for the kingdom for the other. We are headed for the Most High's kingdom. Our life got to line up with that belief. Okay? Now, let me show you what the Messiah said about thinking. For as he thinketh in the heart, so is he. Okay? Now, you just think about any bad habit you might have today. It was some meditation. Repetitive thinking is meditation. It was some meditation like me doing street stuff. It was meditation on that. Okay, how can I do this? Okay, how do you do this? I began to learn about the stuff. Okay, now put that in reverse. Learn about the Most High. Get with people that's learning about the Most High to learn of the spirit of truth, and that way you can differentiate from the spirit of error. Now let's go to Matthew 5 and 8. Them thoughts, I'm telling y'all, them thoughts are something else. Proverbs 23, I'm going to show it to you again, and 7. For as he thinketh or she in their heart, that's who you really are. That's who you really are. Don't lie to yourself. Okay? If you're a perverted thinking person, that's who you are. That's why that word hurts you. I don't know what you're doing. And then it's not my intention to hurt you. But when you hear, when somebody bring up a message about what you're doing or struggling with, it's okay to struggle. Just keep fighting. Excuse me, y'all. Keep fighting. Okay? It's okay. It's okay to just keep fighting. Okay? Now, Matthew chapter 5, verse 8. I wrote down the wrong Bible verse. Hold on. Let's go to this thinking. Right here, Matthew 5 and 28. Okay, I wrote down 5 and 8. All right, this is the Messiah saying. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her have committed adultery with her already in his heart. That's the thought. That's why they parade all these old half-naked people. I don't watch that stuff. I don't watch that stuff. I'm closing the windows and doors to my mind. I'm just telling you because I done had some battles. I don't. If you got a weakness, you don't need to be watching that stuff. Okay. Now this is right here in the New Testament. They tell you don't worry about them commandments and them laws, right? But whosoever shall break one of the least of the least commandments, thou shalt not commit adultery, and shall teach men to do so. Oh, the law done away with. You good. God loves everybody. He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. You know, let me see here. Let me see. Okay, 5:28. Okay. 5 and 28. 28. All right, now, here you go. Right, let's put it more in context. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. This is one of the commandments. But I say unto you, whosoever looketh upon a woman to lust after her has committed adultery in her with her already in her. After a while, you start imagining stuff. You see how that works? That goes with the porn and everything else. You got to put that stuff down. If it's flashing up on the screen, you need to change the channel, turn the TV down off, and find, you got to close them doors. Okay? Got to close them doors. Got to be closed. Satan is opening your mind. That's why they blast it all over the television, to colonize your mind, to get you away from the word, to draw you into the darkness. All right, now, let me see. And just like anything else, the more you do it, the stronger you become. I haven't smoked no weed and no cigarette in 25 years. Okay? You can't even tempt me with none of that. 25 years. And I used to have to have it, wake up smoking, go to bed smoking. Smoke by the ounce by myself every day. You just got to keep fighting. If you lose, just keep fighting. Keep fighting. He that endures to the end shall be saved. Keep fighting. All right, let me get back over here. Now, let me show you different ways Let me show you different ways that, like a bat. A bat is blind, right? A bat is blind. I'm doing this as I go. So they use sound to see. You ever heard the term blind as a bat? You understand? A bat is blind. So they use sound. Submarines underwater. They ain't got no glass up under there where they can look and see. It's dark down there. So they use sonar. They use sound. So the Most High chose what the world called the foolishness of preaching, called sound. So you can echolocate the righteousness and truth in the light and the darkness and head to the light. Okay? The Most High can be seen all throughout creation. All right. See that? Even whales. Pretty much ain't no light down at the bottom of the ocean. So how is they finding food? Huh? Think about that, family. Okay, some of them can smell something dead, like the scavengers, like the crabs and the lobsters, the shrimp, the stuff at the bottom of the ocean. They got some kind of way where they can taste. That's another way you can see. Taste and see that the Most High is good. But but the devil our taste buds is off. Okay? Yeah, some of them can taste the dead flesh. That's like a buzzard. They can smell. They see way up in the air. They can smell something dead miles away. A fly can find something dead miles away. And they ain't even got a fraction of a brain we got. But they can find something dead and they ain't even nowhere around it. But we can't find the kingdom. We can't find the kingdom. We don't want to find it. We think we can't make it. That's a lot of, some of us think we can't make it. You got to believe and then you got to achieve. But before you achieve, you got to receive. Okay? And you got to apply that word to your heart as you need. You got to believe you can make it. Just like when that preacher told me I can make it, I knew. You got to know you can make it. Just like you know, if you don't put no gas in that car, you're going to run out of gas and you're going to be walking. You know, if you don't put that word in your heart, you're going to run out of spiritual juice and you're going to be and you're going to be stranded. Okay? Now, let me see here. Okay, yeah. I'm just showing you different ways you can see. Different ways you can see. You know, you can look spiritually at my life. Like, you know, how they'll try to how your record follow you, right? You can look at my life. Okay, right here, this Negro was something serious right here. But now, wait a minute. What happened? You understand? That's why Satan uses media propaganda, especially against us. The Most High has chosen to paint bad pictures, but they don't. But meanwhile, the wicked people that done went all over the earth, committing all kind of genocide, mass murder, and everything else, the people trust them. That's because the lunatics is running the asylum. Okay, but all right, let me get back to the Bible. Back to the Bible. All right, now. Let me see here. All right, let's go to let's get our minds right. Let's get our mind right. How do you see in the darkness? All right. What are ways you can see in the darkness? And these right here are Hebrew letters, y'all. You see that Nun? Those are Hebrew letters. Mem, Lamed, the Hebrew letters. L. Okay, but let me get over here. Now, 105. The Most High's word is a lamp unto my feet and a light to my path. And then you don't worry about that Bible. Hey, don't worry about that Bible. Cut the light off. Cut the light off. We like the darkness down here. Cut the light off. You know what's gonna happen at the judgment day? You're gonna get lit up with that fire. You might ought to get the light right now before the Most High. Either you receive the light now, or the light gonna receive you in the form of the lake of fire later on. So receive the light now. Okay? Then you won't become an enemy of the light. All right, now. Philippians 4:8. Now, this is some things the Most High will use to help reset your mind, to deprogram you and reprogram you. Deprogram you away from the darkness and reprogram you and set your navigation system to the light. Finally, brethren and sisters, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of a good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. We got to get in a habit of overloading our days with this stuff and decreasing of the other stuff. Like self-entertainment, anything that's distracting us away. Because it's finna get real. It's already real if you know what it is. It's finna get really real out here. Have y'all heard that the animals is leaving Yellowstone National Park? Have y'all heard that? Have y'all heard that the animals leaving Yellowstone National Park? Anybody heard that? It's finna get really. The stuff is in the Bible, y'all. It's in the Bible. They said animals not migrating. Okay, just for the sake they say it's not. But you can't believe it what these folks say. But I'm gonna show you some more videos where the animal ran from a tsunami. Hold on now. Now which one is it? Viral videos. This is Oregon. That's right there close to Idaho. That's up there by Yellowstone. Viral videos of animals fleeing Yellow. I'm not okay. Spark super volcano fears. In a screenshot from a video shared by U.S. Geological Survey, visitors flee a hypothermal explosion in the Park Biscuit Basin. There's a reason why that. Oh, share my screen. Okay. Okay. I'm glad I looked down at that comment. But okay. Hold on. Okay. Sharon, you there? My wife's supposed to be keeping me in check. She might be busy doing something. She be behind the scene. But thank y'all. Y'all keeping me honest. But yeah, let me see here. See that? This is July 18th. But anyway, y'all just keep your eyes open, okay? Now, what you can do, let me show y'all. Let me see, can I find a video of animals fleeing before a tsunami? See how they conflict and stuff. But anybody that's around and you see them animals changing their behavior, the Bible said the animals was gonna get in on attacking people. See, can I find a video? See. Y'all see that? So it is a thing. Let me show you a video. It's been years ago. I might can't find that video. It was a tsunami in Asia somewhere. But I'm not gonna get into it. Y'all can Google it and find it. It was years ago. Animals was running from the beach, and the people standing around looking. And next thing you know, the tsunami came. Okay, but yeah, that been years ago, probably. But yeah. But let me get back on track. Get back to these Bible verses. Let me see. Can y'all see that? Okay, y'all can see that. Reports of dogs attacking people. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. It's gonna get worse. Let me show y'all in the Bible. Let me see here. I don't know exactly where it's at. Let me get back on track here. Let me see. 43 minutes. Let me wrap this up. All right, Galatians 6 and 7. Galatians 6 and 7. Let's program the mind. Because that right there really is another subject. Animal fleeing. But it's all relevant. The animals know something. Okay, 6 and 7. Be not deceived, Yah is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reaping. You sowing corruption, you're going to reap incorruption. Oh, here it is right here. For he that soweth to his flesh shall reap of the flesh corruption. Think about it. If you're doing dirt, that's what you're going to get back. If you plant tomatoes, don't expect apples. You understand? If you don't plant nothing, don't expect nothing. I mean, it's simple. If you're doing wickedness, expect to reap the harvest of wickedness. These seminary, I'm talking about the majority of them, not all of them. These seminary preachers talking about your harvest and your breakthrough, and they ain't teaching the people to change their garments and get ready to meet the Most High. Because if you ain't doing that, then your harvest and breakthrough going to be in the breakthrough. You're going to break through into the lake of fire. All right? But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. This got to be the Holy Spirit. You see that capitalization now. It ain't talking about the spirit of wickedness. In other words, sowing to the Spirit. You putting your treasure in heaven. Yeah, you need money, but that's not your primary thing. You getting your soul because you can die at it any time. You die. There is nobody can say that they know exactly when they're gonna die unless they go out here and commit suicide, and they still ain't gonna know the exact time down to the second. But they can control, they can die early. All right, now. So why should you reap spiritual gifts first? Whatsoever things are pure, true, honest, just. Remember, why should you be planting those seeds, harvest? Because you can die in your sleep. You can die in it. I can die. Somebody just roll up and just snuff me out. So I'm reaping into the eternal kingdom. Therefore, when you die, you reaping all these riches. It ain't going nowhere. Somebody else gonna be down here with your riches that you wasted your life. You wasted your life. You put that before your spirit, your soul. Somebody else gonna have that stuff. When I was a child, there was an old gospel song. They said they never seen a hearse taking a U-Haul to the grave. When you die, you taking all your stuff with you. You're moving into the casket. They never seen a hearse taking a U-Haul to heaven or something. But anyway, now let me get back to these Bible verses. All right, now. I think that's it. Psalm 1. Get back to the meditation and the dedication. I'm done. I think I got one last verse. Psalm 1. Psalm 1. Now, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. Who's instructing you on where did you learn your ungodly from? Okay. Think about it. I learned wickedness from other people. I was in the council. I was learning. I was in the school of hard knocks. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners. Remember, the Bible said, come out from among them and be separate. Okay? Get out of the way. Let them do what they do. Nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law, the law, the law, the law, the law they said done away with. And in his law, he meditates. That go that thinking. You ain't supposed to be lusting. You're supposed to be thinking about to think about it. Hey, supposed to be thinking about the Most High as much as possible. Can I do it? Some days I can do it, no problem. But when I start slacking, the devil start attacking, and next thing you know, I start backing backwards. So, I'm telling you, after a while, you do this for so long, it becomes self-sustaining flame within you that the Most High put there. All right. But his delight is in the law, and in his law does he meditate day and night. You know, day and night. I took the advice of some guy. You know, y'all familiar with Order Melchizedek Memphis? I heard them talking about setting an alarm to pray. I think what is it? 9, 12, and 3. Yeah. That helps me meditate day and night. I stop what I'm doing, pause the video, start praying, stop working. That's what I do. Okay, all right. But y'all got to, according to your faith, be it unto you. Okay, yeah. The law of the prophets. Hold on. Now, y'all, the law, they said meditate in the law, right? All right. Psalm 1 said, meditate in the law of the Lord. This is the Messiah saying. He said, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets, but to fulfill. See, the church is telling you the law done away with. The Messiah is telling you he destroyed the law. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see here. Hold on, yeah. Okay, hold on. Depart. People going to hell because of lawlessness. Okay, that's why I couldn't find it. Lawlessness. Let me see. Can I type it in? LAW. Let me Google it. I know it's a Bible verse because I put a different version of the Bible. Let me go to the Bible Hub. Hold on. First John 3 and 4. Everyone who practice sin, practice lawlessness. That's why the Messiah going to tell them, see, you're practicing. You're not fighting it. You're practicing it. Think about it. When you want to become a better athlete, you practice to become a better athlete. You want to become a better singer, you practice to become a better singer. So you want to be a better child of the Most High, you practice to become a better child of the Most High. You want to become a worse devil, just keep doing what you're doing. Everyone who practices sin, practice lawlessness as well. Indeed, sin is lawlessness. The law is done away with. So if you're not practicing the law, guess what? You are lawless. Okay? All right, family. Shalom, glad y'all could make it. Sorry I've been absent, but hey, y'all take care and shut those windows and those doors. Shut those windows and doors. Remember, your eyes, windows to the soul. There's access to your brain. Okay? You get to the brain, you can manipulate the body, just like evil spirits. They get to the brain. How they get to the brain? They show, they advertise. You got somebody in your ear, sonar, okay? You got somebody false teaching, okay? You understand? Shalom, family.